It is Monday night, y'all, and we are back on the curve. We are back in the house. Hey,
oh
friend.
My gosh, friend. It seems like it's been so long.
I know it's been forever. It feels like it's been forever, even though we only missed a week.
I know.
We were on the
I
fall
think
break.
that there's been enough juice going on.
Oh, the
You know, I was so excited. I text you like, "Ooh, tonight? No, tonight." And thank you to our loyal fans.
Oh, we love
who
y'all.
Texts and messages.
Oh man, all the messages.
The funniest memes.
All the memes. Like where y'all at?
I got the funniest one was the Dave Chappelle scratching.
Oh. Thank y'all so much for being loyal watchers and listeners and tuning in, for following us and making sure y'all get your weekly dose of the curve. So we decided we can't be off no more ever again. Because everybody was hitting us up, so wewe decided to hit y'all with something special in the off week. So we'll let y'all know. We'll give you a little. We'll let y'all know a little bit more about that a little later on. But anyway, we got a lot to get into because we missed a whole week and so much has happened in the week. So we're gonna hop right into. Oh, well, first,
What?
how you doing?
Listen, I am doing just to put this out there. Just PSA, I'm having a day. I'm having a day. So I'm just letting you know I might have some intense feelings regarding some of the topics we're going to discuss tonight, as well as some of these upcoming topics and guests. Y'all pray for me. Just put it out in the atmosphere. Great things are coming. Great things. I told somebody, I said, I always win. And then I started thinking about it.
Our producers, her tagline is, it's not over till I win, and if I ain't won yet, it ain't over. Hey, that's about to be a t-shirt.
Listen.
That's what it is,
I'm over here wanting to quit.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
So
What's
before
on the street?
before we get into it, Shannon's sisterhood moment of the week is this.
You see how she just took over the sisterhood moment? It's okay. Go ahead. Be true to yourself.
Trust your friends enough that when they tell you stay in the Stay in the Don't do that.
Listen, I stay in the upper room where Jesus is my comforter.
Jesus sent you a friend to tell you stop what you're doing. Anywho, y'all can see it's about to be a mess tonight. Anywho, it's time now for everybody's favorite segment of the show, Word on the Street. Okay, people, we missed a lot of stuff. We got a lot to cover. Short period of time. Listen, long way to go. Short time to get there.
We're not going to string this thing on out.
We're not going to string this thing on out. So, story number one. Y'all know that Atlanta has
Wakanda.
It's Wakanda. Magical things are happening here. It is the Black Hollywood of the South. And Tyler Perry felt like it was necessary to solidify that moniker. And he built himself a 300-acre studio.
Bigger than Warner Brothers.
Come on now.
Paramount.
Come on now.
And Disney.
What?
All put together.
And Tyler Perry said, what you're going to do is come on down to the South and bring your jobs and your good acting skills, because we got a whole studio.
All you brown people. And what I loved about it is how they gave him his props.
Come on now.
You have people like Taraji P. Henson, Cicely Tyson, that said Tyler Perry was the first person to cut those $1 million checks.
Put me on. Yep. Absolutely.
He was the first. How are y'all not out here paying Cicely Tyson? Cicely Tyson been around since Harriet Tubman.
Come on now, Cicely.
And y'all not paying her?
Y'all not paying Grandma Cicely?
Oh my gosh! But they all stated that Tyler Perry cut the check.
Cut the check first, and that's amazing. It is it is an attribute to their work. It says how amazing that they actually are, and it gives them value when value was not previously had.
Absolutely. And you know what? What else they talked about is how he values their time.
Absolutely.
And family time.
Absolutely.
They said Tyler Perry can shoot a whole movie in 1 month.
Come on now, because let's not tarry. Don't tarry long, because I got things to do, Tyler. I got things to do. I can be
1
out here
month.
making other checks.
They said he shoots in 1 month.
I'm here for that.
And that's it.
He values their time. I appreciate that. This studio, y'all, if you have not seen seen pictures online, it is amazing. It is 300 acres of land. It used to be plus 300 acres plus. Tyler Perry has built entire neighborhoods. He has built on sets of neighborhoods.
So you know I went over there.
Did you go over there?
Let me tell y'all something. I will always be from Flint, Michigan.
Come on now.
So I was minding my own business.
Come on, business.
Let me tell y'all how you got to be obedient to the Spirit.
Oh, catch it. I've caught it.
So I was driving down the street and something said, Lord, in my spirit. Girl, go see where all them actors and actresses and legends were the other night. So I said, let me go on over here with my nosy self and see what's going on.
That's all right.
So I turned that curve and I went in. So part of Fort McPherson is still there, like the front of it.
Yes.
So I didn't see anything, so I drove around to the back. On the day that I went around to the back,
come on now,
they were giving tours.
Yes! Yes,
I went ahead and parked that car.
That's a personal experience.
I said, let me tell you something.
Come on,
boss.
Now. Come on now.
That I text her.
Yeah.
Let me give you the selfie.
Yeah.
I'm on my lunch break.
Come on, lunch break.
I sure did.
What
Took
they got
the
over
tour.
there?
When I tell you, it is amazing.
Is
and
it
all
really?
your cousins, because they had the gate open.
Yeah.
So all your cousins was running up in there. We were all trying to see.
I'm trying to see
I mean,
too.
when you go in there, it is magical.
Wow.
Like, it's magical. They have ponds and waterfalls, and you can tell that he really and truly embraces that whole ambiguity in regards to employer-employee.
Yeah.
He has places where people can eat. That's what the studios are phenomenal. When you see the names on the side, like Oprah Winfrey, Diane King,
Will
can see
Smith
them.
got a whole stage.
The whole little stage.
Yeah,
they have
whole
all of
studio,
that.
Yeah.
And what happened is they hadn't cleaned up from the other night. So the little purple rug was still out there. The
Come
purple
on.
carpet was still out there. So I felt like I was brand new too.
Yeah.
I felt like I was a legend too. I am. So I was walking, and my friend said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Girl, I'm gonna have to call you back. I'm over here at Tyler Perry Studios looking at all of this." When I tell you, it is amazing. And what he did is, okay, so you know the dorms that they already had on the grounds, because that was a whole military base.
It was.
So they had grounds and housing. He refurbished some of those. Like, they're real streets because people actually live there.
Yeah.
And then on, like, where it shows the White House and different stages, like, he totally rebuilt.
Y'all, he done built the whole White House.
Yeah, the whole White House. Inside and out.
Yeah, inside and out. On the
thing.
On the lot.
He rebuilt Medea's house.
Yep.
And so some of them already have that historic feel.
Yeah.
And then some of them he built from the outside in. So like, he basically refurbished it, like renovated it. He didn't tear any structures down. It is amazing.
Wow.
It is amazing. And I was so mad I ain't have my baby, because I said, well, they're going to close these gates. I bet you if you go over there now, they're probably closed.
Yeah, they're gonna close
but
the gates.
and let me tell you what he did.
But I feel like we know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Let me tell you something. I know plenty of people. Shout out to Flint. Y'all know I'm always going to shout out my city. Yeah. His president. The president of Tyler Perry Studios is from Flint, Michigan.
Come on now.
She sure is. He has some executive producers over there that are from Flint, Michigan.
Come on now. I
Sure
feel
does.
like, I feel like we still get a tour.
Listen, I'm over there trying to work on some stuff. Anyway.
Come on now.
But
we might
when I tell you, it's spectacular.
Yes.
When you go in there, like, they have a welcome center.
Okay.
When you walk in, it's a welcome center.
Huh?
And you know me, I'm on the sick and shut in sometimes. So you know I parked in that good handicap.
Come on,
And I had to walk around, and it is amazing. He bought that land for $30 million.
Come on, that's a steal.
30 minutes, and this is before the belt line.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
the belt line, so you have to
Yeah.
think it's in the neighborhood now. It's in the neighborhood. If you're familiar with the Atlanta Public Schools, it's right over. It's near Finch Elementary School, so right off where the MARTA line is.
Oh yeah.
So it's right over there. It's in the neighborhood. However,
So, for
he
those
embraces
of you who are not familiar with what she means by the neighborhood, for my family and friends who are out in California and up in New York and other places where we have wonderful dedicated watchers. Yes, because we do have wonderful dedicated folks who are watching all over the country. What she means by the neighborhood.
It's over near Martin Luther King Drive.
Come on now.
If you know what that means.
It's on the south side.
Yeah, it's in the SWATs, and he is.
It's on the south side.
But
of
you
the
know
city.
what? One thing that I don't knock about him, he has always been committed to our culture, to our people, because he bought Delta headquarters, which was right behind Greenbrier Mall.
Yeah, well, it was part of Greenbrier Mall. Like it was.
Yeah. And so when he needed extras, he would just go in the mall and get some people.
And find some folks.
You know, and pull some of those makeup artists from in the mall.
Yeah.
I had a parent, and let me tell you how awesome he is. I had a parent that was working. She worked on one of his first movies, the one with the girl got married.
Which one?
You know, the two sisters and the investment and all that other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The parent worked on that. He found her in the mall, working at the makeup counter. She worked on that movie, and her daughter ended up passing, and he contributed to that.
Oh my gosh!
Like it's stuff that he does that you don't even hear
You're
about.
not even gonna know about.
You might not like his movies, but you can't knock his hustle.
Come on now. So speaking of, here's a little interesting gem you're only gonna find on the curve that I found while I was researching this story. Speaking of that lot right behind that Delta Airlines, right behind Greenbrier Mall lot. Okay, so a couple of years ago, that lot was up for sale. Nobody was purchasing it. It was, I mean, he was still kind of running things out of there, but he was trying to get over to the 30.
Yeah, to 30.
To the
300 acres.
To 300 acres. But you got to get rid of these acres you got over here at the old studio first. Guess who he sold that studio to?
Who?
His president of production and his brother, Ossie and Will Aru, who are brothers who worked for him, have taken that studio. They've purchased the studio, and they are going to continue to run it under their own moniker. They are two brothers. I believe they're Arab American. I'm not sure, but they are minority men who are just taking it and gonna kill it.
And when I tell you the people in the neighborhood love him, another parent is a hairstylist over at Greenbrier.
Yes.
And she told me, she said, she lived in the apartments next to
Yeah.
him. They didn't bother him the first couple of times he tried to break in and stuff.
Yeah.
But then after that, they were good. Like, he gives so much back to that community, to those children.
Yes.
And so I went over there, and I wanted to see what was left over there. He does have things, but when I say it's all the way legit, like when you ride into the new studios, he has vehicles. I mean, like the U-Haul trucks, F-150s, and it says Tyler Perry Studios on the side.
Come on now.
They have cars on set.
Yes.
They're all white, and they have his logo and everything on the side.
Yes. Come on, Tyler. I ain't mad at you. Well, shout out to you. Shout out to the fact that every black celebrity in the whole world came on over to Tyler Perry Studios.
Everybody.
T.D.
Jakes missed his service.
Oh.
He talking about he couldn't miss this move of God.
I
said,
all
you know
church,
what?
all of it. Not only T.D. Jakes, he wasn't the only one there.
No.
Baby Jakes. What is his name? John Gray.
Yes.
And his
nobody
wife.
was at their Sunday service.
Nobody was at Sunday service.
Nobody was at Kirk
Everybody.
Franklin, Yolanda Adams,
all of
BB
them.
and CC.
All of them.
You name it. He even had Joy Parker,
Yeah.
the lady from Friday.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody in Black Hollywood was there.
Beyonce and Jay-Z,
Including
Kelly,
Uncle
Michelle, Uncle
Uncle Bill.
Uncle Bill.
Uncle Bill and Hillary.
Oh, yeah,
they was
Uncle
out
Bill and
there.
Hillary was in the building.
The only people we were missing,
come on now,
was Barack and Michelle.
I don't know why they didn't make it.
They were out of the country.
They were out of the country. Okay, well that's the only reason why, because everybody else, Oprah, Stedman, Beyonce, everybody,
Jay-Z, everybody was there.
All of them. Sidney Poitier.
That's my new hashtag.
Come
Imagine
on.
this.
Imagine this.
Don't get started. Let's move on, because I know what you're getting ready. Where it's going.
Okay. We got more things to talk about. We got more things to talk about. Right. So next on the list, are we ready? Are we ready for next on the list?
Yes, we are.
Okay, here we go. People, your boy. Whoo, your boy. All right. So Kanye and Kim West are back in the news.
Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian West and Kanye are back in the news. First of all, can I just say that Kanye tried to bring his Sunday service to the good folks at Howard University, and
I thought it was good. I watched it.
I bet you did, but the people at Howard were like, "You cannot pander to us. That's what you cannot do."
They had a good crowd.
It was a good crowd. Everybody came out to see him and this foolishness, but online they drug him and they should have.
I love Kanye's Sunday service. We listen to it every morning.
Pandering.
Every morning.
To black people.
Listen.
He brought that thing right on the Howard and Atlanta, so he could pander to black people.
You know how we always have this agree to disagree moment. Come on, so we can tell them about this foolishness. Now, I love Sunday service, but this mess right here.
Come on now, mess. Listen. All right. So for those of you who do not watch these shenanigans mess called Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the other day they aired an episode, or last week they aired an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians that talked about Kanye West and Kim Kardashian West's conversation before the Met Gala. Now, if you are not familiar, if you do not remember, she had this oceany wet look, like she
had on a Jerry curl outfit.
She had on like
she looked like a living Jerry curl.
She looked like she just stepped out the ocean.
What did they call it? Wave Nouveau.
Wave Nouveau is what they called it. And so, do we have the clip ready? Okay, so we have the clip of the conversation that aired on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. With Kanye and Kim Kardashian West. Keep in mind, we do not own the rights to any of the music that is playing or any of that foolishness. I just want y'all to see the clip. Roll the clip.
I just feel like I've just went through this transition where from being a rapper, like looking at all these girls and looking at my wife, like, oh, my girl needs to be just like the other girls, showing her body off, showing this, showing that. And I didn't realize that was affecting like my soul and my spirit as someone that's married and loved and the father of like now with about to be 4 kids.
You built me up to be this like sexy person and confidence and all this stuff. Yeah. And just because you're on a journey and you're on your transformation doesn't mean that I'm in the same spot. In the same spot with you. So.
Okay, all right, cool.
Oh, children.
How, Sway?
How? So, first of all, Kanye, so I struggle with this. Let me just start with the question on the table so that y'all can understand where we are going with this. The question is, because I feel like this was a good thing that happened in pop culture to talk about the bigger issue, which is, has a man ever asked you to change something that he originally said he was really into or he was with it? Because Kim Kardashian West, before she was Kim Kardashian West, when she was just Kim Kardashian, she been showing her body since she got here. She been out here in these streets showing it for everybody who wants to see it. Everybody is looking. She been, just since the sex tape with the Ray J. She been out here in these streets. Now all of a sudden you want her to be wholesome Kardashian. That's not going. I'm so confused. So, but that's the thing. Listen.
She need to be up there on that morning bench. After she told that man, "You're making your transformation." That's that. She wanted to say, "You got saved." I did.
That's what she wanted.
I said, "Keep being a thought then."
Go, Tatiana.
That's what it is. That man straight got up.
Yeah, he was
it's like the Reverend marrying a stripper. Now all of a sudden you want to make her be saved. Or Jamal Bryant and this and his wife from off of the housewife. Now you don't want her to cuss.
Now you don't want her to cuss. But she been cussing. She been cussing the whole time. When you met her, she was cussing. The same thing applies. I thought it was when he got up.
Yeah, he was pissed.
He was so pissed, but he couldn't say anything.
No, because it was the truth. She said,
so
"This
true.
is your journey. This is your journey." She wanted to say, "You got saved."
Listen, because
I didn't. They sprinkled that water on my head,
but nothing happened.
and then, but see,
Still a thought.
after that aired, you see where her and the kids just got baptized last week. Let me tell you something. She's not a fool. She's not a fool.
She is not a fool.
She got 4 kids, and his checks ain't that big.
His checks ain't that big.
Right.
It's not. You got 4
Right.
kids, chick.
Hey, get it together.
4
You done paid all this
children.
money for these women to carry them, and you done carried a couple. Now you gonna tell that bitch I ain't gonna follow you because you following Jesus? Like I'm gonna keep out here thotting it?
That's basically what she said. I holler because here's the thing. All she did was tell the truth. She was like, "Listen, you did 1 minute you following Trump, the next minute you're following Jesus. Now you want me to
say all that.
Yeah, that's what
She didn't say all that. Y'all gonna get up off my boy because we love Sunday service.
No,
But I tell you what, the issue
you don't know what you want to do.
I'm gonna tell you, as a person that has really bad performance anxiety, that's the worst. See, I would have cussed.
and fuss.
Let me tell you, that's the worst thing that can happen is for plans to change the night before. That will just about make you pass out.
Yeah,
But
she told him, she said, "Sir, you knew that I had anxiety about this. Like, you knew."
And then you gonna get on
we
camera.
are the night before the Met Gala. And you know I don't control, I'm not the whole executive producer of this show. So you know it's going to get out. You know everybody is going to see this. Now you want the people to see. What you want me to wear? Sweatpants to the Met Gala? What you want me to wear, sir?
Listen, he wore sweatpants one year and you could see her whole everything. And I was like, that's what it made me go back to. But at the end of the day, let's take it on back to this question.
Because that's the question.
Has a man ever asked you to change something he originally said he was into? Let me tell you something about these little stupid men. out here.
Come on, stupid man.
These challenge men. Whether they with the MGTOW,
MGTOW.
whatever it is. They need to get it together. Because I'm about tired. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm so tired of, I want independent. She got to be educated. This. You give them what they want, and they say, I don't want it. Well, what the hell? You done wasted all my damn time. Like, I don't even have time. I don't have the breath.
I don't.
Need the patience. Because they want one thing.
They do.
But in their mind, that's what they want.
Because it sounds good. It look good on paper.
That's right.
Look good on paper.
They look good. I'm gonna tell you something. I am in this place today. Well, I ain't for none of that shit. Like, I ain't for none of it. Like, you better make your mind up because you gonna get all the way the real thing. I'm not even
catch all this smoke.
Don't ask me to do nothing that you ain't asked me to do beforehand. My resume speak for itself.
Come on
now.
now.
You can Google me. You know what I'm out here in these streets doing, and they're talking about you do too much. Do too much? Who gonna pay the damn bills around here? Like, I can't take none of the. He know that woman pay them bills, bring them checks in by showing her behind. She was doing that before they got married.
She sure did.
So,
and he didn't wrote songs.
Oh, he was just courting her, chasing when she was with the little boy,
with the
box
basketball
head
boy.
Yeah, he just all in the laundry room.
What was his name?
Following around Chris
Humphreys.
Chris Humphreys.
Yep.
He all I'm being a friend. See, that's what they do. That's what they do.
That's how they start.
I just want everybody to get themselves together. Don't ask me to do nothing else. I done had to break it down to somebody. I said, let me tell you something. Because at the end of the day, okay, you change up what you're doing. Who gonna pay your bills?
Nobody.
Like, men act crazy when you say, okay, well, help me take some of this off my plate. You know, you go ahead and you
Then
take
you're
a couple
a
of these
gold
bills. Now I'm a gold digger.
Yeah.
I'm a tramp. I'm Tatiana.
Yeah,
I'm out here. Now you trying to join MGTOW.
Big time.
Because you didn't ask me to take some stuff off my plate. You know, well, you too busy. You got a lot going on. Okay, then that's cool. We'll go ahead and take some of
That's
this
not
off.
what happened. That's not what happened.
We're not talking about me. I'm just saying.
That's not what
And
happened,
now,
Fred. That is not what
now
happened.
we're looking. I don't blame her. Matter of fact, I would have said, "Kiss my, turn these cameras off, turn them off."
He left the room. She couldn't say nothing.
Yeah, he needed to leave the room.
But that's
But I
what
tell
I'm
you
saying.
what, whatever
Oh,
he said didn't sit too well in her spirit. The Holy Ghost had her go and get baptized. Whole family, all 5 of them.
Everybody got
Chicago, Northwest, Southwest, and Delta.
Maine.
Got baptized with their mama, and I'm talking about submersion. Wasn't no sprinkling. They got submerged in that water. I bet you she won't talk about you going through this transformation by yourself again.
She sure will.
She gonna be over there.
Nah, Kim Kardashian, she gonna say what she need to say, but she gonna do what she want to do. Cause after this conversation, do you know what she wore to the Met Gala? That same lingerie, underwear, and corset that she was talking about.
Kanye West ain't doing nothing. He just
and
let
he
me tell
in
you
the limo
something.
talking about you.
He is a
look
man.
nice.
I didn't even watch that, but when I was watching that clip, I said, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what. Don't change. This is my sisterhood moment. Don't change. Don't change. Evolve, but don't change, because you bring something to the table.
Yeah.
You bring something fair and just and
Absolutely.
who you are to the table. I made the mistake of being in a relationship and someone asked me not to do something because they were like, "Oh my gosh, I want to spend more time with you. I want you to be more available." And I had the opportunity, just great opportunity to, would really work out for me as far as traveling and things of that nature. And I was like, okay, cool. I won't do it. This is what you want. We've been dating for a while. I was like, this is what you want. So it's cool. I won't do it. A year later, he's gone.
You done missed your opportunity.
We can call it missed. We can call it adjusted, amended, whatever it was. But I won't be doing it no more. I tell you that.
I get it. I think that I have only changed who I was one time, and I was younger. I was much younger. To be in a relationship for somebody else. And I thought to myself then, it felt wrong to me. Like, it felt counter to who I was. And I felt like it wasn't even about him and not missing something. It just, on my inside, I just felt like, why am I doing this? Because if this thing that I do is a part of who I am, right? And it is a part of what makes me me. And if I change this and switch this up and do this, I'm in essence taking away a piece of myself and saying, I don't really need that just because you here. Well, that didn't really fly for me. Like I felt odd changing me for him. I felt strange.
I'm not with none of it. I'm too old for this now, and I'm not with any of it. At the end of the day, you are, and I think that there's a double standard. And okay, so you're talking to two different people, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking to Shannon, who is happily married, and I'm happily single.
Also telling you don't change.
I'm gonna tell you evolve.
Yeah.
But don't change, because at the end of the day, like, how do you mesh? That's part of having a healthy relationship, is not agreeing on some things and figuring out how you can make it work. But for you to just show up and be like, oh, you're too busy. What you want me to do?
That's not what happened.
Listen.
That's not what happened.
You're too busy.
We talking about Kim Kardashian.
We are talking about Kim
not what
Kardashian.
happened.
Well, what did she was out here.
That's not what happened.
When she went to have these kids, they had and he was telling her she needed to slow down. When she talked about going back to law school, Shannon, they all do it.
Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, so just for a minute, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Not that
I don't want you to.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play devil's advocate because we just talked about. You just said it's okay to grow and evolve. Now Kanye is going through, and you know how I feel about Kanye. I don't really like him that much, but
salvation is an individual thing.
Kanye, but I don't even know if this is about salvation, because what he said originally was, I used to be a rapper. And I felt like my girl needed to be like the thoughts in the video.
Yeah, Amber Rose, all of them.
Whoa. And so he said, I felt like my girl needed to be like the thoughts in the video. But now, as a father of 4 and as a married man, I see differently, and this thing hit different now. it hits different for me as a dad. It hits different for me, like I'm at a different place in my life and in my walk. And he didn't say anything about Jesus. He said, me seeing those photos of you affects me differently. And
See, that's what I didn't get. That whole it affects me.
It does. It affects him differently.
That's where I got stuck.
Okay.
Because my thing is, I can understand the conversation of perception. Like,
Yeah.
this is what the example we should set for North and Southwest, right?
East Coast, West Coast.
What two of them West girls? This is what I want
know.
their mother to look like. I get that conversation. That's a totally different conversation.
And I honestly think he was actually trying to broach that conversation, but he had a bad time.
Not with the cameras on, and not with somebody with anxiety.
Well,
Because anxiety will about make you want to get up and slap somebody.
He should not have done that. That was
That wasn't a
horrible
good time.
timing. That was horrible timing.
And
sir.
to me, I feel like she tolerates him. I feel like she tolerates him.
No, I feel like he's good for her brand, and so she keeps him around.
Yeah. She tolerates him. And
Don't
so,
let it, man.
at the end of the day, don't change who you are. Be true to yourself. Evolve, discuss. And, we're talking about, we don't come here on the curve and talk to you about anything that isn't real. Like, how will we approach these situations?
Yeah.
Sometimes, before we come and talk about these topics, we done had heated conversations in the car.
Heated.
And then you see both of our eyebrows going up at each other.
Because that's not exactly what happened. On that note, we are going to take a very, very quick commercial break, and we will be right back with more of The Curve. All right, we are back. We are back. We are back. Hope everybody was able to pop back in and join us. We had technical difficulty, but that's okay. That's what happens when you shoot live.
Absolutely.
You know, we do. Anywho, we're back, and so, so this is one of these stories that we missed while we were out on break that I could not wait to get back here to talk about. So, for those of you who do not know or have been living under a rock, a tree, in a cave, there was a woman who was a cop, and her name was Amber Geiger. I'm saying that right?
Yeah.
Amber Geiger. Amber was walking into an apartment building in which she lived. She walked into an apartment which she believed was her own. She saw a man who was sitting in the dark.
I'm still trying to figure out how did she get in.
Hold on, listen. She got into the apartment. She saw a guy who was in the apartment
Eating ice cream.
Minding his own business. She pulls her gun because she's a cop. He stands up and goes, whoa, what are you doing? This is my apartment. And she
shoots
him. And he dies. Now, there are a lot more facts surrounding that you can catch. You can look on the trial transcripts and all over the place.
You can watch it. The whole trial is on YouTube.
The whole trial is on YouTube. However, that's the cut and dry. That's the first and last of that thing, and that's what happened. So Amber goes on trial for murder. No. The charge was not murder at first. The charge was manslaughter. Mm-hmm. Manslaughter. She goes on trial for manslaughter, and she is convicted. The first time, because this was one of those, living while black crimes. Botham Jean was in his own home, minding his own business, eating his own ice cream. When she enters his apartment, which she believes she apparently lives one floor above him. She enters the apartment, doesn't go to the right floor, goes into his apartment, shoots him dead, and
tries to cover it up.
Calls her boyfriend.
Calls some police officers that come over without sirens on.
Come on.
They go in.
Yep, they did.
Neighbor sees all of this. Mysteriously, after she's convicted and sentenced, he ends up dying. So, she goes on trial. Trial happens. She is convicted. She goes to her sentencing. The judge gives her 10 years for taking the life of an innocent man. The jury.
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
Jury.
The jury convicts him. The sentencing belongs to the judge.
Right. However, she had between 4 and 28 years.
Oh, yes.
And they recommended.
They recommended 10. Now, that's right. That's true. They recommended 10 years. She got the 10 years. At the sentencing, Botham Jean's brother, can't remember his name, because it doesn't even really matter. I'm thinking he might still be in grief. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Gets on the stand and is telling this a woman, convicted ex-cop, that he feels sorry for her and that he doesn't hate her and that all of these things, like he forgives her and all of these things. And then he asked the judge, can I give her a hug? She's gone through a lot. Can I extend a hug? And the judge says, sure, go for it. You go, get on down there and give her a big hug. She's been through so much. She has. Going down there and give her a hug. And then the judge says, well, let me follow suit because Amber Geiger clearly is going through a rough time today. I too want to give her a hug and a Bible because I got an extra Bible here behind the bench. I want to share with Amber, and I pray that she go to jail and get her life right. And so I'm going to give her this hug.
She won't be getting elected again.
I'm going to give it. Now, mind you, Botham Jean's brother is a black man, and the judge who was presiding over the case is a black woman. And there has been.
She was very biased with the comments and what was said. Like the witness, she stated, "Is he even going to show up?" He had like a marijuana charge, something simple, which is very common, that he got earlier on in his life. He was not a known drug dealer. He wasn't. He got this as a 21-year-old, 21. He had like some small drug charge.
That's the thing that happened.
And he witnessed everything that happened.
He did.
So he was self-medicating. I guess when some other stuff came up, and the police stated that he smelled like marijuana. If you witness somebody shoot your neighbor that you just talked to this morning,
That part.
and they've covered it up, you're telling me you wouldn't be nervous as well? But going back to the judge, she was very biased. And I love, if you all get a chance, go back and look at Ricky Smiley. Ricky Smiley had Judge Toller on there.
I love
When
Judge
I
Toller.
tell you she went off, she said, it is not our position to show empathy, to show compassion. We are elected officials that are put in that position by our constituents to make sure that the right, not
part.
punishment or consequence, is awarded for the crime.
That part.
It is not for us to say, I'm praying for you. She said, because my thing is, how many black people do you get up on that stage and hug that are criminals? How many people that take that stand, that are sitting in that seat? She said, because if you do it for one, you got to do it for all.
Come on
She
now.
said, because at the end of this day, she committed a crime.
She
Whether
did.
she wears a badge or not, she went through training. She said she aborted all the training that she had.
All of it.
And she went for what she wanted to do. So therefore, there's a crime for that. She went back to the judge that was dragged out of the courtroom. Do you remember when they dragged the judge out of the courtroom? Maybe about 5 or 6 months ago. A judge got into some trouble because she had some behavior, like she was doing some collusion stuff. And she had hired some relatives, and they were trying to do an audit on her. And she talked the relatives into like erasing some of the records, just doing some stuff. Sure enough. And they brought her before the judge, and she was sentenced. And they had to drag her out. She said, did you see him get down and come and hug her? Because you have a responsibility. And that isn't it. And now she's all, I'm a Christian. Let me tell you something. I am too. But I tell you what, it doesn't stop me from telling people that their kids can't come back to school, that they can't come back. I will tell people in a minute I'm an advocate for children, not for parents.
I tell people all the time that my mansion in heaven is going to be on the east side of heaven. It's going to be...
Why the east side?
Huh? The east side. The east side. East side. Holy. East side. East side. It's gonna be on the east side of heaven. It's gonna be on Lil John Street. It's gonna be on. It's gonna I am. Some people are garden in Gethsemane Jesus. They are Lord, take this.
But you
Jesus.
flip the table.
I'm table
over.
flipping Jesus. I feel like sometimes we got to go in the temple and get people straight up and together. And sometimes we got to do it with a little violence. Sometimes we got to do it with a little action. Sometimes we got to do it with a little bass in our voice. We can't always be meek and mild and preaching on the mount Jesus. Sometimes we got to be Jesus in the temple.
But the thing about it is she took a life.
She
like
took
no
a
matter what,
whole
she
life.
took a life of a man who was minding his own business.
Minding
and
his
this
business.
is becoming a pattern in the state of Texas.
In all the states and in the state of Florida, like living while black and then getting killed for it or being prosecuted for it or having some kind of
and then you get a slap on the
consequence for it.
hand.
And
And
you
them
got
little
10
stupid jury
years.
people,
Oh.
the jurors were
Oh.
the little
so
black
angry.
girl sat up there and she said,
I'm so angry.
well, she
So
was
angry.
remorseful and she didn't deserve 28 years.
Listen.
Yeah, she deserved more than that.
Yeah, she sure did. She deserved.
She knew, they asked her.
Yeah.
Go back and watch on YouTube. It's unedited. so you can see everything.
All the
You can
things.
hear the judge talking, all that trash. They asked her, when you stepped on the mat,
Yep.
you knew you didn't have a mat like that in front of your house.
No.
And she said, you're right. For the guy, the neighbor, they asked him, have you gotten off on the wrong floor before? He said, yeah, I have. He said, but the setup of the floor plan is so different. He said, on one end, there's on the floor where she lives, if you look at the end of the hallway, there's a big vase and with flowers coming out of it. He said, that's how I knew it was on the wrong floor. So, sounds like to me, you had a bit of a crush on someone. He didn't like you. And what happened? And then they tried to play it back like, oh, well, he's a weed smoker. Listen,
Smoking weed
does not mean that my life should be
does not
taken.
merit. First of all, in many of the states in these United States, smoking weed is not a crime. It is not a crime. Weed comes from the earth. It is not a crime, people. So that should no longer even be a point of contention or an argument for anybody. That should no longer be a thing that we look at and say this person is credible or not credible. That shouldn't even be a point of contention anymore. Smoking weed is not a thing that causes us not to be able to see that somebody dies. Somebody who's sitting in their own house eating ice cream should die. That's just not a point.
This is, I just think she was wrong, and I think that she
was
doesn't
very
like
wrong.
the backlash that she's getting from her colleagues.
She should.
It's not just that the colleagues, other judges,
Yeah.
are starting to speak out on this.
Yeah. So the reason that this is back in the news is because the judge got on CNN and other news media outlets, crying and holding tissues,
Saying she was a Christian.
She was
So
saying
they
she was
talked
a Christian
about
because the judges and people who are her colleagues are now speaking out. There's a great deal of backlash. There is people are saying that she's not going to be able to serve as a judge any longer, and she's about to lose her job. And she's sad.
She's very biased, and they need to get her behind up off that
Drag her.
stand. They do.
Black Twitter.
So
go to work. Drag her.
I wish everybody well, but I think that she should have used better judgment
Flip the table.
because this is where we talk about black privilege.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like to talk about this conversation.
But it's a thing.
But it's a thing. And
Absolutely.
she very much so used her black privilege in the wrong manner.
Yep.
And now it's backfiring on her. So we'll see how this plays out.
Unfortunate.
We got one more thing we need
Shame
to talk
on you.
about.
We do.
Because we need to talk about this because I want you to stay up off of that.
So people, listen. Okay, so y'all remember how Melissa's always telling me to stay off of Twitter, right? Well, here's the thing. Black Twitter and the Twitter draggings that Black Twitter gives is an effective tool that we can use.
Just keep talking to the camera. Don't even look over here at me because you already know how I feel.
Twitter draggings are an effective tool that we can use. And we have talked before about a particular company that has been, that has received their fair share of Twitter draggings. And you know what, people? They worked. Y'all's friends over at Victoria's Secrets once, what's his name? Ed Serzak. Once Ed got up out of there, and he was fired, he resigns, and they got a new a new CEO in place. Somebody in the marketing department said, "Hey people, listen, hello, we're getting dragged on Twitter, so maybe we need to be a little more inclusive and bring some body positivity and some plus size people and all of these folks. We need to bring them on in." And so Victoria's Secrets has recently signed their very first plus size model onto the roster. Her name is Allie Tate Cutler. Allie Tate Cutler is, I have no idea where she came from. Do we have okay, yeah. We're going to show y'all a picture of Allie Tate. And
Looking like the big girl on the end.
Allie Tate was really super excited on the gram on the day that she got signed to Victoria's Secrets and signed her contract. But Allie Tate, y'all, I hate to say this because I don't want to knock another plus size woman. I really don't. But Allie Tate is probably like she's not the first girl getting picked on the dodgeball team. She's not. Allie Tate is.
Allie Tate is just a big girl. There's nothing. There were
But
several.
she ain't even a big girl. Like she's just a
There were
girl.
several
and
curvy
she's-
people that they could have picked with curves that are voluptuous that really could have done the
Justice to Victoria's
Yes.
Secrets.
However, this is a point to prove. We just gonna go ahead and do it.
Pick any old
Because
body.
I wouldn't buy anything if I saw, it wouldn't move me to go and get it if I saw her standing there. Like there's nothing, and it looked like they kind of airbrushed her and they made her look really boxy.
She does look really boxy. So, Allie Tate, like I'm so excited for you as a plus size woman. But Victoria's Secrets, y'all, this
This is wrong.
This was a piss poor job at bit. Like this was a piss poor pick of all the beautiful, curvy, amazing women with confidence and style and grace and class. Y'all picked the most girl next door, just really basic Becky kind of chick. It was, I mean, just basic, just ugh. And while I am excited for Allie Tate in this moment and glad that you are getting your shot and hope that you work towards opening the doors for other plus size models, Victoria's Secrets, y'all, Black Twitter, please continue the dragging because this is
I'm not gonna say that.
poor.
I'm just gonna say,
at
Lord,
best.
help
Piss
her.
poor. This is a horrible choice.
It wasn't a good choice.
Horrible choice.
It wasn't a good choice.
Horrible choice. So, Black Twitter, keep it up. Twitter, keep on dragging the people because listen, it's working because they finally, at least they got a plus size model in there at this point. Horrible choice, but at least you listen, step in the right direction. Baby steps, I'm sure.
So is this gonna stop you from getting on Twitter?
Absolutely not. Listen, let the dragging continue. I am here for the dragging of people and companies that deserve to be drugged. I'm here for it, every bit of it.
Lord.
Late night Twitter dragons. That's what.
Friend, I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed this. I missed you all. We missed you.
Yes. So we're yes, they're telling us we got to wrap. So.
Listen, I have to get her off that Twitter. She can go all day about Twitter.
Listen, Twitter dragon.
But what are we
Get
gonna
with it.
do? Are we working hard?
Yes, we're working
I'm
hard
just
for what?
asking. What are we working hard on?
Oh, so there's lots of things we're working on. We got some announcements. We about to get out of here, but we got some announcements. So, every other week, y'all, we are going to be starting a new little something. It's going to be a break from our regular show. It's still it is still the Curve, y'all. We are still the Curve, definitely, but we're going to be doing the Curve unscripted. It is going to be me and Melissa talking about a topic.
I'm picking the topics. I'm picking the topics because I don't want any shenanigans.
We just listen. It's gonna be unscripted. There's not going to be a script at all. We are just going off the cuff, and we're going to talk about some things that Melissa wants to talk about. So I am excited about that. It's gonna be funny, child. It's gonna be all the funny.
And we're not talking about McGowan.
MGTOW, we are.
MGTOW.
We gonna talk about it at some point. Anywho, tell the people where they can follow you.
You can follow me at Saving Superwoman on Instagram.
Yes, absolutely. And you can follow me, of course, at Shannon Deneen on all social media handles. And also make sure you hit my website up, shannondeneen.com. Don't forget to get the new book. We are ready to go. We are rolling them out. You can order them now. The book is called She is the Ish, Journeys Through Womanhood. It is out now. I am one of the authors in the anthology. We are going to be coming out with the Curve anthology very, very soon, people. Like I started working on that. That's going to be really, really exciting. We got some other stuff stuff coming up, friend. We're going to be doing a live show. So if you love this show and you are in the Atlanta area as a part of Curvy and Confidence Week for the Regina Sunshine Global Network, we are going to be doing a live show on that Friday night, which is the 14th. The 15th, thank you very much. It is the 15th, and we will put more details out on the website. We will put it on the Facebook page, but we're going to be live and in living color and talking about all the things, child.
I don't need to be live.
Yeah, you're going to be live.
I don't want to be live.
You're going to be live. Oh, it's going to be a fun time. So make sure you check us out so you can get your information for tickets so we can you can come out and join us. It's going to be a blast. Got anything else you want to? Okay. All right. Well, y'all, don't forget to work hard, pray hard, play hard, and slay hard. And don't forget to live life on the curve. We'll see you next week.